All right, boys. Let's take it from the top. Welcome to Cookin with Connor. That's me. I'm Connor, your boy. So we got a bunch of shit. Look at all of these colorful carrots. Bunch of colors. Never had purple ones. Garlic, classic. Gotta have it. Onion, easy peasy. No shock there. Orange, didn't see that one coming. We'll get to that guy later. I couldn't find any veal stocks. I got some beef bone broth. We'll try that out. We're going with peeled tomatoes this time. The fresh tomatoes aren't that great for the sauce, I don't think, really. Got a little fresh basil, gotta have that. A little parsley, a little flat Italian parsley. Getting Italian, a little Italian. We got this salt cured pork. It's mostly just fat. You get a little bit of that on there, but that's gonna be, we're gonna use that for some cooking. And then I got these short ribs. I've had these like salt brining in the fridge for 48 hours now, so they should be nice and salty and tender. And also I got the toaster out. This is gonna be mainly this is actually the camera stand. So you can pop that guy right in there, and you'll be able to see me over here right by the old Christmas tree. Still up, going strong. It looks nice. That's that. I gotta go get some stuff ready. We'll be back. All right, boys. And we are back. I see again, I'm kind of like, this is okay, but it's not the best angle. We're working with it. We're doing what we can. I got my phone in the toaster. You guys already know what the deal is. So starting to get all this shiz down to business. First things first, take this meat, pop this over here, because I'm going to start off with the veggies. This will be for later. This is for later. This is for later. All the herbs and shit. Some dried arbol chilies. So you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Pop those bad boys open. Get a little spice going on in a minute. All right, so new addition to Connor's kitchen is this little Sterno gas stove. We bought this for the crawfette thing we did this weekend, unrelated. So I told the restaurant I'd just store this at my house for my own personal use. Because fuck that stupid ass electric cooktop over there. It sucks. It's terrible. Get it out of here. Gas or gas stove for life. So we're going to go ahead over here, grab the old trusty cast iron skillet, throw that on the old gas stove there. Let me grab a little something to throw on the old handle there so I don't go burning myself. We'll just slide that little silicone condom on that. So you see that's just a little grease spot where I got a little stain on the seasoning there, nothing to worry about. So we're actually going to take this pork, we're going to throw this in the pan cold, just going to let that fat really render out. We'll grab those stragglers here in a second. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and see if I can't kick this. Gotta lock my fuel cartridge in place. Kick that guy on. Look at that beautiful flame. We'll kind of put that over like a little low heat. We'll kind of, distribute that out in the pan, and we'll just kind of work that up. All right, it's been like 2 or 3 minutes since I turned this pan on. As you can see, we're starting to get some fat coming off of this pork sizzling in the pan. So we're gonna let this keep just kind of moving this around a little bit. We're gonna let that fat render off. We're gonna save that, and we're going to saute those onions and garlic in the and we're gonna brown that beef too. We're gonna brown those short ribs all in this pork fat. Okay, it's been about 5 more minutes. So here's another little check-in. As you can see, it's just rendering like a ton of fat. That's mainly what we're after. I'm gonna take some of the meatier bits, I'll throw back in with the sauce, but I'm gonna pull some of the fattier chunks out. I really just want that pork fat. I don't have any bacon fat on hand right now. I hadn't cooked much bacon recently. So this will have to do. All right, we got Nico back in the mix. She's here now. She was outside in the backyard, but she started barking a ton. So now here she is in the house. Welcome back inside. Yeah. What's up, dog? What you doing? Yeah, you smelling all the food, huh? Can you smell what the Connor's cooking? Say, oh yeah. All right. It's been about 10 minutes or so. We put this in just about 3 o'clock. You can see this is starting to get kind of browned up, nice and crispy like in some of these little spots. So I'm gonna go ahead, give this a stir real quick. I'm gonna switch back over to toaster cam, and I'm gonna show you my plan for this. BRB. Okay, welcome back to toaster cam. Get out of the way, dog. So I'm just gonna slide this over a little bit, kick this off for now. I'm going to go ahead and dump this through here so I can save all that fat. Ooh, baby, look at that. So let me actually go ahead and grab the camera here. So we end up with this nice little crispy basket of little pork bits. And this is the real good stuff, this pork fat down here. So let me get something to throw this pork into. All right, so we are back in toaster cam here. I am retrieving my tongs from the kitchen. And pan is starting to smoke, so we are going to go ahead and drop these short ribs in and get these browning up. Start with the ends there. Look at these nice short ribs. Ooh, a little splash there. No, that's okay. So we're just gonna get these guys nice and browned up in this pan here. We're just gonna get them browned up now, and we'll end up braising them in the sauce so they can cook down. You see, you got that nice little bone in. Hopefully by the end of this, they'll be kind of falling off the bone. But these look nice. They look good. So we're just gonna, let's see. We'll give it a minute. I don't want to rush it, but we'll get these nice and browned up, looking good. Pull them back out. All right. So we just pulled off the meat, and now we've got our onions and garlic. Again, browning in that same pork fat from before. So we're gonna just go ahead and brown these up in here real quick. Then we're gonna transfer this whole operation over to a pot just because I don't have a big enough vessel to do this cast iron style. So we're gonna give these a minute to kind of brown up here. I will show you guys how these are coming along in just a second. Alrighty. All right, these onions are starting to get a little color to them. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the carrots in there as well, get those guys in the mix. And we'll actually also go ahead and add a little bit of these chili flakes right now. Let me set this down and actually just grab a little handful of those guys. We'll throw those into the mix. Start working some of that spice into things too. Remind me not to touch my face with my left hand for a minute till I can get a little wash. But let's go ahead and start kind of working some of this into here. Get a nice little medley going. Look at that color. It's just excellent looking. In a minute here, I'm going to go ahead and grab my tomatoes and we'll crush those up. And that's when we'll get everything started in the next pot with a little olive oil in there. And all of these veggies, once these are kind of softened up a bit, we'll start to have everything will start coming together real soon, mamacitas. Okay, so transition. Switching over to sauce time. Time to get all this prep into something that I can eat, because I haven't eaten today yet, because I've been excited for this. And also, I spent all my money on the stuff to make this, so I can't really buy their food. So, we've got a pot here. I've got my veggies down here. You can't see any of this stuff, but actually, watch this. So, like I said, pot here. Tomatoes, basil and orange. Veggies, sauteed, meat, browned, pork bits, crisped, salt and pepper at the ready. Spoon, don't need those anymore, fine for now. I need to grab some olive oil and get those veggies back in the pan. So let's go over here to the oil zone. Skip the grapeseed for now. We'll get this olive oil. We'll pop back over here. Go ahead, bop, lock that, bop. Get this kicked on here. Probably like a little medium-ish heat. We'll throw a little olive oil in there. Maybe it's probably like a half a tablespoon-ish, give or take. I'm not a scientist. We'll let that heat up for a minute. And one more thing that I'm going to need to grab is red wine. So we got this Juan Gil Spanish red wine. I bought this like 6 years ago. Just kidding. Probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't drink anymore, so it's just been sitting here wasted. You'd think that after bartending for 4 years, I would have a better wine key on hand. This is the only one that I have. So we'll throw this back into toaster cam. And I'll get this wine ready. A little more fragrance. So I'm going to go ahead and add these veggies back to the party. We'll get those guys down in here. I'll give you all a top-down shot in just a second. Yeah, it's ready. You hear that sizzle? Oh, yeah. Okay, so get that out of the way. Okay, so those veggies are crisping up nicely, so I'm going to go ahead and add maybe, I don't know, like a cup, 3/4 of a cup of red wine or so. A little splash. And we're going to go ahead and let that cook off that alcohol in there. And then we'll add some beef broth to that. Get a nice little concoction going on. You know what I'm saying? So we'll let that come back up to a little bit of a simmer. Cook out some of that alcohol. And then we'll get the beef back in the mix too. Speaking of, let me throw a little handful. I don't want too much of this, but I'm going to throw like a little... and I'll kind of crumble those up as I put them. I'm really kind of bad with the camera. We're missing some good shots here. We'll crumble up some of those little pork bits and get that working back in the sauce too. Just give that like a little smoky, little extra salt in there. You know, do a lot of stuff for that. Kind of the hidden gem of this, and whoo, you fucking stick your face right in that hole, and you smell a lot of alcohol cooking out of there. And we want to cook all that alcohol out of there. So I'm gonna give that a couple more sniffs in a few minutes. Clear your sinuses right up. But we'll let that go. Alrighty, so we've gone ahead and cooked the alcohol out of that red wine. So the next step here, I'm gonna go ahead and add some beef broth, probably 8 ounces, give or take, maybe 8 or 10 ounces. And I'm also going to go ahead and drop these tasty little hunks of beef back in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put those meat side down so that it can get nice and I'll flip those kind of as we go. But I'm gonna go ahead and get those guys stewing back in there. Once that kind of comes back up to a boil, I'm gonna throw the tomatoes and that little secret flavor grenade into the pot, stir that around for a little while, get it up to a simmer, and we're gonna simmer this for probably 2 or 3 hours. So that'll give me a break to start editing this video. Gotta edit all this dumb shit that I'm filming for my friends because they want to see me make a cooking fucking video. Fuck you, Max, you dumbass piece of shit. Alright, so it's been a few minutes. As you can see, we're simmering away nicely here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the tomatoes. We're just going to go ahead and go in with just all of that. I need to really scrape that out. All right, my lords and my ladies, we've got this shit simmering away nicely. As you can see, I've cranked down the heat to pretty low. We're simmering this bad boy. Gonna have to keep checking on it every hour to make sure my gas hasn't gone out. Come give it a quick stir. But other than that, that's that. Lid's on. And we'll be back in a few hours to see what we got going on. Nico, are you excited to see what is gonna be in the pasta today? No? Yeah, okay. All right, sauce has been simmering just for about an hour and a half or so, give or take. See the bones just totally falling out of that meat. Shit smells great. I'm gonna cover this bad boy back up, give it a good stir. Cover it back up and let it go for another hour or so. Next time you see this meat, it's gonna be in my mouth. Bah. All right, boys, the moment you've all been waiting for. We got the spaghetti. I got some bucatini pasta. It's like a thick spaghetti. It's cooked al dente. We're gonna go ahead and finish this guy off with a little fresh parsley. And we're gonna go ahead and let's go pop it into the old trusty old toaster cam to finish out the old vid. Why would we do it any other way? And we'll go ahead and we'll do a little bit of this fresh Parmesan. And we'll get going a little crazy, but we'll get a little bit of that the fresh cheese. A lot, Parmesan, baby. Alrighty, and we got for dinner tonight a fresh, homemade. Got the spotlight out. Get a nice little view of that guy. Alright, so we have got the completed spaghetti, the Bolognese. And now it's time for us to go ahead. Let's dig into a little bit of this. Look at that. Ooh, baby. Missing the camera again. It's hard to operate the camera. Let's get a little bit of that pasta. Let's get a little bit of meat. Let's see if we can flip it to the self cam. Let's get a little. It's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Fuck. That shit is so good. As Google would say, it's so good. You know what I'm saying, dog. I mean, goddamn. You can't beat the homemade stuff, baby. That's all I got to say. You get another little tasty nug of that beef right there. You can definitely taste the orange zest. That's the secret to this recipe. Orange zest. All right, dog test, Nico. What you think, pup? That's good stuff. Oh, yeah. She's sitting for more. It's doggy approved. It's been Cooking with Connor. I'm signing off. Say goodbye, Nico.